Welcome back, everybody, to the Real Double Dose channel. This is your host, Lex, coming to you straight from the heart, where the talk is real and the vibe is wonderfully live. Yes, it is. For any questions, show requests, or feedback, as always, anything that you want to show or spotlight about the brand or the business or the services that you offer, just let us know and get a hold of us at Real Double Dose channel at yandex.com. That's yandex.com, and that's also for inquiries for the family, newcomers, oncomers, just questions or any of the coaching, mentoring, different things we do, and whatever under the sun things that we offer. And if you want to check out wonderful things that we do have going on, you can also check out our blogspot at realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. We're expanding to lulu.com with our book collection that you can find all the links and everything you need to most of the pages on the blogspot, but as well as the links that are provided at the end of the blogspot as well. We're coming out, like I said before in the previous episodes, with .coms, YouTube channels, so much more, courses, different kind of memberships, just wonderful stuff out there. And we're going to have something exclusive. Now get this. I wanted to put this out here before we get to our hashtag life lessons part 2, but I was collaborating with the team, Anthony and Sheila, Tony, Angie and I. We were talking, and I just thought, we're going to have a powwow, right? We're going to have a gathering, and I want to be able to have a gathering where you all, the other extension of our family, get a chance to go on an exclusive kind of retreat with us. And it's not Eureka. This is going on obviously already, but I mean for us, the RDC families, to be able to come in enlightenment and awesomeness and come as you are and become newer and refreshed as you leave. And we'll have that ensemble going on hopefully at least once every few months, and then we can start it once a month or even twice a month and have a beautiful ambiance where we can have your meals provided, different things going on. So yeah, just check that out and just show your love, because we want to show more love to you. So yeah, anyways, let's get to our segment here. And we're also featured and found on Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and our wonderful links and all the disclaimers can be found at the Blogspot, as well as our usual platforms of SoundCloud. It's so many links at this point right now. You can find them in the description. Just go over to SoundCloud, and the links will be there as well. So anyways, this is the other part. It's not part 2 to mistakes, but it's hashtag life lessons. And it's going to be courage. Yes. So we had on our previous episode was life lessons, mistakes, in our 3-part series. So this is going to be courage. Now that's building on what we talked about for the mistakes themselves, right? And some people can take it in a negative form and be like, oh, come on, Lex, I don't want to dwell on what I did or what I'm doing every once in a while. I want to focus on the future. Well, in order to understand the future, where it is right now, what we're living every second, because in the future, you won't say in the future, you'll be in the future. But at the same time, remember that those mistakes, some of them, like I said before, depending how you label them, some of them stick with us for the furtherment of our lives. That is the truth of, what generally happens. It's the courage to go beyond what the mistakes have left with us. Now, I don't recommend or even hear if you had an accidental, quote, pregnancy or anything happens from that you call it a mistake, or, just being for the fact that you went down the wrong road, it was a mistake and you met the love of your life. Things happen. You went to the wrong grocery aisle, but you found a deal on aisle 7 that saved you $50 in your grocery shopping just from going down that aisle. It's different things, but we're, collaborating off of what happened with mistakes on our first part series. This is what is going on with the second part series. Okay. The courage to know the difference and to change. A lot of people can't go and say, some people stay in their mistakes. They do. And God rest my sister soul. I love her to pieces. And I love her even to death. Into this death. She is. But I believe it's the same thing. And now we all can backtrack. We can make sure things turn out better And I'm not saying give up right away, but if it's to the point where there's no coming back, sometimes we need to walk away. And I take that completely, fully for myself as well. But her living with her mistake, and honestly, that's the biggest mistake that I ever would see, is the person she involved herself in for those 18 plus years. Unfortunately, couldn't get his claws enough out of her in his selfish ways, knowing that he lived 17 years, older than her when he first got with her. Anyway, I'm just saying, the whole point is but it was a very, very toxic. I'm not saying she was completely innocent of things, but he definitely was the ultimate manipulator. Now, instead of leaving that mistake behind where she definitely did her back and forth, she didn't. And who's alive and who's dead? Okay, let's just put that out there. So some mistakes and some things, some courages we have, sometimes they last for a moment, sometimes they don't, but it's the wisdom to know the difference. Okay, but the courage it takes to leave a relationship out of abuse, the courage it took for me to stand up, or for you to stand up to those who have put you down or placed you under something that you're not, the courage that it takes to admit that you even made a mistake in the first place. Let's be real about that, because you have to be real to yourself, no matter if you say it verbally or not. It's the same thing. The courage to go through and have that child and become a father or a mother and do what you have to do. The courage to say, man, I really invested my money or my time in the wrong things. But I learned from those mistakes, and I'm implementing those mistakes as a growing pattern. The further and deeper we go, the farther and wider we grow. So what courages do you find within yourself? Can you ask yourself that question? We ask ourselves that too. What courage have we sifted out of those mistakes that we had? Think about the courage. Even if it's to the point where you have been adamantly decided on only eating chocolate ice cream or strawberry ice cream, and you took a courage to say, I'm going to try cotton candy this week. I might spend $3.50 and waste it on throwing this cone away or giving it to somebody, or a dog may lick it up off the ground if I drop it by accident. Ha ha ha. But I'm going to try something different. I'm going to put myself out there on this blind date that I literally checked out, made sure I wasn't catfish with some psychopath. Disclaimer, don't do that. Just an example. I'm just saying, and go out there and see if I can find a new friend. See if I can go somewhere. I'm going to have the courage to say, just because I got knocked down 20 times trying to make the basketball team or the football team or the soccer or tennis team, I'm going to go out there and try it again. I made a mistake before. I fumbled before. I got into it with people before, but I'm not going to do it again. Okay. I have the courage to say, I'm going to put that bottle down and stop drinking. We have the courage to say, I'm going to put down whatever things that are putting me down and stand back up for the things that are holding me up. What kind of courages have you and have us, whatever, it works, have we overlooked? If we don't have a rewarding system for the little things that we do accomplish, how are we really evaluating anything that we've done? That's why it's so easy for us to slide back. When we see game shows and prizes and we play little games and we get cool little gifts for doing this, or, it's almost like the same way you see a little mouse in those little experimental containers they had on different segments. And those mice are getting rewards of little nicotine or little drops of food or whatever, or a puppy does something, dances around and pants around, and we think it's cute, and we give him a milk bone or a little bacon chew toy, whatever. It's the same thing. We're the same thing. We like reward systems. So let's reward ourselves. It doesn't have to be some extravagant vacation or some wonderful $10 million pocket cup or whatever, or some crazy vacation. Although if you have it and you want to do it, hey, enjoy yourself. What I'm saying is acknowledge it. Acknowledge yourself for having the courage to make the difference. Courage to do those things in which we don't see as a huge milestone, but it actually is to keep us persevering for better times to come. That's the difference in the understanding of recognizing true courage. It goes and it stems on from the same thing that has been going on for so long. And one of the things that I love the most, I'm not exactly knowing who it, came out with the poem itself, and I'll find out later, but my mind slips with that. But I love that God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Now, let's repeat that. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Now I said to accept the things I cannot change, and courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Courage to change the things that you can. I'm just saying, maybe I'm stressing the word courage, but it takes a lot. If we understand, the principles of what all that is, then we can align it a lot better in our focal point of recognizing those times and the things that we should reflect on, and building that to have more strength towards the future itself, and having more courage to knock out and conquer those wonderful things that seem to think that they're blockages, when they're just going to be mere little mountain hops that we got to do just to get to the top of that mountain. Yeah. So let's look at some of the definitions of courage, shall we? The ability to do something that frightens one. Okay, for example, she called on all her courage to face the ordeal. Strength in the face of pain or grief. Example, he fought his illness with great courage. Synonyms: bravery, courageousness, pluckiness, valor. I don't know about all that. Fearlessness, intrepidity, whatever. Nerve, daring, audacity, boldness, grit, true grit, hardihood, heroism, gallantry, and more. So we didn't do that with the mistakes of things, but I'm sure it means regrets when one didn't do it the right way, something like that. But you get what we mean, and you get what I'm saying. We all need to find that and give ourselves the love that we deserve in that courage, and seek more from understanding to just silence ourselves and quiet our minds from needing the validation of other things and other people and highlight times or social media like buttons, in order to understand that what we've been through has been one heck of a journey. And some of us like to block out the world by, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I don't mind blocking out the world by watching an episode of some Power or Empire or The Real Housewives or Teen Mom, OG, whatever. I haven't watched that in a while, but it would be nice to get back to watch something a little bit. I'm just saying, there's nothing wrong with keeping your mind occupied, but make sure your mind is occupied with the right things that'll be there for when it does need to go head to head with the things that you need courage with. So you won't be able to make those constant mistakes, no matter how big or small they are. They add up eventually. And that's what it is. So I want us all to think about the little teeny courages to the big ones, to the huge, gigantic ones that it took. No matter what age we were and where we are right now, you could be 10 years old listening to this, or you could be 95 or 100. It doesn't matter. The courage where it took for you to, if you grew up back in those times, to use the water fountain when you couldn't, and it had a sign saying because your skin had a different complexion, you couldn't. Or the courage to go to another abroad country and go visit, a whole nother thing when you felt scared that you were going to get stuck over there, someone was going to accept you because you were an American. I don't know. Or courage for you to come from a different country. I know a lot of my friends over in New Delhi, my friends over in Turkey, Australia. I have friends in the UK. I have family in Switzerland. I have family in Ireland, Dublin, like different things. Okay, don't let me just get it straightened over here. My bloodlines come more from, like I said, the Cherokee and the Cree and the Colombian and the roots of what is. Got some French silk in there. I'm mixed up like the rainbow, but at the same time, my roots are tied into the first understanding of what America was before Columbus came and found it. Let's put it that way. So I'm just saying, ultimately, no matter what, if you had the courage to come from a different country over here to America and deal with the English barrier, deal with what's going on with life, hey, that's courage to do that. Courage to leave your family behind in order to make a better way for them to come over here to make some money and go through the prejudices and the craziness and the understandings of what is. Courage to know the difference, right? And do better with what it is, no matter where you are. And these are examples, these are things put out there. But like I said before, let's not drown it out, but understand where you are, where you came from. Understand and embrace where you're going. Be the change, feel the passion, and embrace the power of the spirit. Yes, indeed. So, yeah, this is hashtag life lessons courage. So we will be rolling this out for our next episode coming out. We love you. Again, you can check us out on Stitcher, TuneIn Radio. We have iHeartRadio. I believe Spotify, Deezer might be coming up next. We have iTunes, and we have SoundCloud, and probably some more little goodies in the background. But get a hold of us if you have anything you want to say or anything going on at Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com. That's YANDEX.com. Check us out for our future links to come and show your support over when we do roll out the red carpet with that YouTube going on. It's going to be something crazy. And also check out the blogspot at realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. Wonderfully awesome. And I don't know, I'm just loving being here with you all and having us just get to that point where we know where we are. This is about lifestyle, living, spirituality, mental, all of that. But if you cleanse the soul, you cleanse the heart and the mind, all of that functionality works cohesively, and it also fits the physical. So, anyway, stay wonderfully you. Contemplate on that, share it, leave your thoughts, whatever you need to, and we will be back with you soon.